We're ready, Birb.
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the Pasadena Convention Center, it is time for the Classic Tetris World Championship Top 16 to take place. Let's all count them down together here in 3, 2, 1, Tetris! That's what we want to hear, Birb.
Exactly. Man, where is he this year?
He's out golfing. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. Based on the aura of the movie Best of Five, right? I believe he's out getting milk.
Yeah, he never came back.
And of course, yeah. Cheap plug to our Lifetime Achievement Award winner yesterday, Mr. Chris Higgins. Love you, brother.
Yeah, no, certainly a very well deserving of that award. Someone that honestly, it was like, man, like who do I think is going to win it this year? He was on my list for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. But here we go, King. Top 16. It's upon us. We are underway.
Yeah, man, this is the championship. So this is the exciting day of our Classic Tetris calendar. It's where all the hopes and dreams for players become realized or dashed in an instant, right? So we saw yesterday a lot of dreams get crashed and burned, and these 16 have survived it for a little bit longer. So certainly, I'm excited to see what the drama will unfold.
Yeah, and certainly even just, you know, I mean, these four are kind of players that you kind of expect to make top 16 at this point, but, you know, it doesn't take away from the fact that that's a huge deal to even make it to day 3, right? The final day of the tournament, just being there is a huge deal.
And what's a huge deal is that boards are under control right now. Let's go over some information here. Let's talk about the top. Yeah. The number 1 seed, Mr. Alex Thatch, going against number 16, the Dengler. Dengler here on his graduation. They chose Tetris over graduation, but that's what I like to hear, right? He knows
that's objectively the correct choice.
Right, you know. Lifetime, they are played 3 matches. Dengler 2-1 over the champ. Pretty, maybe not stunning, I guess, but that kind of draws your eye to that stat there.
It kind of makes you raise an eyebrow a little bit, though worth noting, the most recent one was that Dengler 3-0'd. He swept Alex T in CTL back in season 29, and of course the other 2 sets were a little while ago, but the most recent one being a 3-0, that kind of raised some eyebrows as well. Yeah,
indeed. I did watch that one, and honestly, you know, kind of could tell Alex maybe was starting to just get back into play game, just because he's been kind of like busy with other things and he's not been grinding. Yeah. But these last few weeks leading into the end of the CTL season is where Alex really lit a fire. We really saw him coming back strong, and ended up getting all the way to the final and had to play Scuti. It was one of our greatest finals of all time.
Oh, yeah.
You can check that out. Shout out to our boy Peak. He has that on the YouTube coming soon.
Yeah, over at Classic Tetris League, certainly. Yeah, always fun to watch.
Indeed.
And of course, meanwhile at the top, King, of course, it is about a half Tetris lead right now for Dengler, right? And at the bottom, you got Scuti back by about half a Tetris. So that's going to be kind of going back and forth. And of course, some information on them, right? 3-1 is the record between those 2 all time, and Fractal with the advantage, right? Of course, Fractal ending Scuti's CTM final streak back in March.
I did enjoy Fractal's answer there, just like,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Very simple. Like, Fractal, no bones about it, right? He's just like, no.
It's like, okay.
I was expecting for him to say, I will break you. Just maybe kind of give us a little bit of Russian block game there.
I was almost expecting like who's Scuti?
that could have also happened here. Yeah. So early days, Birb, it's 323 for the champ, 361 for Noah. It is a 1.65 Tetris lead on the bottom. Fractal with the 15,000 point lead, 423 to 408 over Scuti.
Yeah, so pretty close games all around. Definitely what you like to see early on. You know, and of course, worth noting, in relation to the last thought, of course, when Fractal did end Scuti's Classic Tetris monthly final streak, Scuti did get Fractal back. Scuti, sweet, hold up. Right. Let me hold that thought. Scuti did a bit of a bite up at the top. Got quite a bit of burning to do here, and that's going to give Fractal a good chance to open up a lead here.
Yeah, certainly. This is quite a day, but we've seen Scuti get out of these more often than not. This is just kind of a formality. You just got to be careful not to slip up a little bit, and that will just certainly delay him to get out of this.
Yeah, and really, and again, more than anything, it's not, like you said, not so much a concern of whether he'll get out of it. It's more a concern of how long is it going to take.
Is this trouble for Scuti at the moment? A jagged right, get the rolls of the pieces.
Oh my God.
Long bar to the right helps.
Wow, thought for sure we were going to see a long bar flat. That's so difficult to maneuver around that.
He's cut it down, Birb. The crowd is wild. He's got the well open. Give him the bar. Bang! Tetris. Scuti survives. A sigh of relief on his face, but he's now down about 88,000. So over 3 Tetris.
Man, like we said, it was not a matter of whether he would survive. It was a matter of how long it would take as he hits 19 with a 504. And worth noting, Fractal still has 10 lines to go before we get there with the lead.
Yeah, those digs when you're high at the top just eat away line after line after line. So now Scuti will be ahead in the sequence. A set Tetris, 35,000 behind, but Fractal still lines to play with. But his board, a little bit messy. Can clean this up before we go into transition. A very good score here, 613 for Fractal.
Yeah, very nicely done there. Of course, we got transitions at the top as well. Alex at 580, Dengler at 640, King. Strong games.
Tremendous. They're going to war at the top, Birb. That's going to be a monster matchup. On the bottom, Scuti, clean it up. Tetris, 610 for him, 620 for Fractal. But yes, 2 levels behind. That's a huge advantage for Fractal.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, with 2 levels in hand, certainly more time before we get to the level 29 transition. And of course, and if the game goes that far, before the 39 super kill screen. So certainly could come into play here as we get into later levels. Fractal still hanging on to a slight lead.
We're back at the top, the champ behind by about 2 plus Tetris. Now 3 as Dengler hits one again. 60,000 point lead in favor of the perfect max out.
Yeah, I mean, he's been very efficient. I mean, that's really his game, right? Just playing some super efficient games. We saw a lot of early max outs in the qualifying period. He certainly was among those that were able to do that. But Alex, in the meantime, is in a bit of a bind up top.
And board kind of hyper. There we go. Dengler's going to bring that down. Champ brings it down too, but some holes to contend with. They're fighting at the top. 2 plus Tetris lead for Dengler. Scuti now has the lead, but again, levels ahead of Fractal.
Yeah, of course. So Scuti really, I mean, he's going to want to up the pace if he can, right? Again, just to make up for that line differential. But of course, obviously gotta have that balancing act, just as any player would, right? To make sure you at least make it to the 29 to have a chance to chase down any score that could potentially come up. But Alex right now though, King, this is gonna be a monster dig. He is already 5 Tetrises behind Dengler right now, and he's still got a lot of burning to do. And like with Scuti earlier, this is not a matter of whether he's gonna get out of this, because he's just about to. Nice flat burns, and he is out of it. But it was a matter of how long it would take. And certainly probably longer than he would have liked.
Oh, Dengler. Oh, we've got problems here. He'll get the Tetris to kind of give him a little breathing room, but those holes here are trouble.
Oh my goodness, this is getting spicy at the top. That long bar not helpful here.
Wow, what a roll of the long bar to the left for Dengler. He needs the L. The bar will go. The hang of the J will spell doom for him. He's 3 Tetris up. 102,000 points over the champ, but you can see on his face he knows Alex locked in, looking to chase this down.
Yeah. Only a 2 Tetris difference now between the players. There we go. There's one there. One more will do it.
Meanwhile, at the bottom, Scuti about to transition to level 29. Hold in the stack will not be a Tetris if he gets the bar. He's holding out for it. There's a skip. That's a bar. And now we've got cleanup to go. He's ahead in the score.
Meanwhile, at the top, Alex Thatch will take game number 1. The world champ is on the board.
Fractal's board. It's a little complicated, but he gets the Tetris to bring it down. Wisely will just burn. He knows he's got plenty of runway to catch in a chase. But the toughest part here, Birb, is that we know Scuti, he'll take it to 39 and add some extra points. But now, Fractal with the dirty setup, Birb. He's waiting for the bar.
Oh man, this is not a clean board at all. There we go. There's the dirty Tetris for Fractal. And it's gonna pay off. Another one on the right side. Wow, nicely done there. So he's a couple levels back still, almost 3 levels behind at this point, King. And again, in spite of being back by 4 Tetrises, is playing so efficiently right now and has plenty of time here.
Fractal 4 plus Tetris behind. Board starting to complicate itself. Plenty of holes to worry about for the former champion. Can't get to the left, and that'll do it. Scuti hangs on, and will get the first knockdown. Game 1 to the blue Scuti.
Wow. What a game. What a way to open. Top 16, man. This is the top 16. Not even the finals. This is, my God.
Thumbs up from our borrow players are ready to go. Let's go. Count it down for game number 2, Birb. In 3, 2, 1. Tetris. There we go. Game number 2 underway. Now this is Birb. This is where the game gets interesting.
Yeah, certainly, players that, lost the first game, certainly trying to get that momentum shifted their way, try to tie the series up. And those, of course, those that won trying to keep it rolling, right? Trying to, just stay in their rhythm, stay in their groove, right? And just try and end this early.
So you can see the rolling technique right there on Dengler on his camera. You can see that, for first-time viewers, maybe Bird are saying, what is going on here? How are they holding this controller like this? You, a former roller, can perhaps best explain how this technique works.
Yeah, certainly. It's a technique called rolling, which, when you're playing the traditional way, just holding down the D-pad, moving pieces side to side, which is known here as DAS, delayed auto shift. You have to kind of rely on timing, and you're a lot more limited in how far you can maneuver pieces from side to side, particularly on the faster speeds, the 19 and the 29. Well, the 29 is impossible with that approach, right? But when it comes to rolling, essentially what players are doing is they are kind of resting their thumb on the D-pad and using their other hand to basically hit the back of the controller into your thumb on the D-pad. So basically reverse of tapping, right? Just going from the back of the controller, and each finger will register as an input, allowing players to maneuver pieces side to side so much quicker, just whip them over. It's how you're seeing all these players survive such crazy high digs.
And certainly it has changed the game in that respect, because the things that we thought couldn't be possible became possible. And, speaking about impossible tasks, perhaps, again, plug to our friend Chris Higgins, the Best of 5 movie. Terry Purcell, one of our legends, had always said, no one can ever get a perfect max out. It's impossible. No way, right? But obviously, Terry didn't have the foresight to see into the future, to see what happened. And, if we want to learn more about Dengler's achievement and the others that have now achieved this as well, including Mr. Blue Scuti, you can go check that out. It's available on YouTube now, but I think a friend of ours just recently dropped something.
Oh, yes, certainly.
Yeah, segue. That was supposed to be from Mr. Game Scout, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's all right, Birb. Your first day on the job, right? I got you. Yeah, Game Scout. I give credit to Game Scout, and a friend of ours, Marfram, helped out in putting a lot of that stuff together. So shout out to them. Yeah, knows a lot of information. But yeah, welcome back to Game Scout for getting videos out right before CTWC. It is a great watch. It's doing so good on YouTube right now, Birb. There's a lot of views happening there. So.
Oh yeah, certainly.
Great job by our friend, Mr. Scout.
Yeah, I know someone's been around for quite a few years at this point, and he's, just the passion that he brings to his videos and everything. Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, no, we're so happy that he's back at it. He's here with us this weekend. He's been doing commentary. He's been doing headshots, right? So again, pictures and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, so for you players that did not get a headshot, get over there. He's hanging out over there. So go do that. And I think Hank Rogers is also still here doing book signings. So if you want to get that book, The Perfect Game, maybe you can read the book while you're watching the Perfect Max Out video.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of the Perfect Max Out, is neck and neck with Alex T at the moment. It is less than a Tetris the difference, 362 to 375. Currently Alex with the lead. Meanwhile at the bottom, 288 for Scuti, 315 for Fractal. So again, pretty close games, right? No real major mishaps early on.
Certainly, and then, stat that gets talked about a lot, Birb, is the FMS, the fair median score, Big brains understand it very well. Me, a noob, not too much, but basically it kind of just explains what the average score players are getting at the about 29, right, I think, and so on. So, when we look at this matchup between Scuti and Fractal, Fractal's kind of playing at his FMS, but Scuti is just, if he's matching him as well, that's going to be trouble for Fractal, because Scuti's FMS is insane.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but they're both playing at such a high level. Yeah, it's going to be tight. It's going to be really close, and certainly that last game was, and I expect the rest of the series. I mean, I don't expect either of these two to let up.
And this is quite a board right now for Dengler. Would have loved the T, gets the S instead.
Yeah, certainly not an ideal situation there for Dengler at the top. He's going to get a good burn there with the LPs. And there we go. Nice flat T burn. And there we go. Going to get it all the way out of it. And now he's just waiting for the bar for the Tetris. And that's the hard part, right?
Oh, certainly. Yeah, no, it's always the hard part.
There we go, a couple Tetris coming in. We are about to transition for our players here. We're about 15, 20 lines away, depending on whose board you're looking at. And again, things still neck and neck, within about a Tetris between each of our matchups.
507 for Alex, 494 for Dengler. Getting close to the 19 transition, so is our friends at the bottom, the Scuti and the Fractal. Gotta make sure we say it that way, right? For the Scuti and the Fractal.
Yeah, the one, the only, right?
Got some neck and neck action going on at the top. Fans are shouting it. They'll be hearing quite a bit of it later today. We got our big guns coming out for the top 8.
Yeah, the winners of these matchups that you'll see. And of course, up the top, we've transitioned, gang, 581 to 566. It is Alex T hanging on to the lead. And at the bottom of transition as well, 513 Scuti, 574 for Fractal. This time, Fractal, the one ahead in the line count.
But certainly he'll take it with a 3 Tetris lead in his favor. Basically, Birb, we're just going to see how they kind of hold against each other for this 19 to 28 on the levels, on that speed. And then when we get to 29, that's where it becomes the endurance test. Who's going to outlast who's going to make the first mistake. Right now, Noah trying to just stay perfect somewhat, you know, don't want to make any mistakes against Alex. Alex will take advantage when he can. He is so good on level 19 and even better on 29. You can even believe that. Look at him stack up to that left side. He's doing all the right moves right now, Birb.
Yeah, certainly one of probably the most consistent player that you'll see on this stage at the moment. You know, I mean, obviously the other is consistent as well, but I think as far as consistency goes, Alex T, I think I'd be the most scared of making a mistake up against.
No, absolutely. That's kind of why like this matchup is meant to be, I guess, right? And you're a player that knows how to play this game perfectly. You have to kind of play that way to match up against the world champion. What a tuck by Noah on the right side. Long bar, Tetris, and the absolute wonderful key tuck by him. 815 to 805.
Yeah, you can see he's trying to stay perfect. He very cleanly transferred that well over to the left side and then very quickly was able to transfer back. That was really high-level play right there.
All players are on level 24. Speed has stayed the same. For those watching for the first time, the speed has not increased. This is as fast as it goes for now until we get to level 29, where then the speed is super fast. Hard to play. But when you're the best in the world with his rolling technique, anything is possible.
Yeah, and then of course you get to level 39 where we have the super kill screen and it gets even faster and essentially impossible. Though Alex T on the left there, I mean, has been known to be able to squeak out a few lines on that speed here and there, which is insane, but it is true. He's been able to do it. So we'll see, perhaps could see it here in the top 16.
Yeah, he's got some level 40s under his belt there too. So yeah, Tetris for Dengler, trying to keep up. There's the 1,000,000 points for Alex. 77,000 point lead over Dengler at the moment. Meanwhile, on the bottom, Scuti still about 3 Tetris behind as well. 1,000,000 points for Fractal, too.
Yeah, this is just so tight already, man. All 4 games are just on fire. They're all on fire right now, King.
This is exactly what we were expecting.
Yes, there we go. Now, all 4 players have made it to Max Out City. You know, of course, just another day at the office for these guys. Here we go. 29's coming up. Fractal gonna get there first on the bottom, followed by our top players. Here we go. Underway on level 29 speeds. And it all comes down to this, really, you know, who can survive on 29, who can make it to level 39, and of course, they kind of have to dare each other to go more aggressive, right? You know, hey, who's gonna be more willing to go aggressive and get the points needed? Want to risk their board safety.
So Fractal has a column 8 that's brewed. He's waiting for this bar. It's not coming. There's the drought meter now to let you know that's been a while. And it's still going.
He's still set up though. I mean, he's making really good flat burns here. There we go, Tetris Fractal. Down column 7, 8, whichever column it was. A non-traditional Tetris right there.
You can see Scuti behind the sequence, so now he's enduring that part, but he handled it better. Gets the Tetris in. Man, that's a tight one at the bottom here, Birb. It's less than a Tetris the difference. They're raging on. Meanwhile, at the top, they're still battling it up to Alex with almost a 4 Tetris lead over Dengler.
Oh, Fractal in trouble. All right, King, we got a chase down here Scuti needs just a Tetris, and he can take this.
Ooh, he's kind of making some slip-ups here. You would love it. Oh, he needed that T earlier.
Oh my God, no, we need the SPs or the T, that'll work. Gets the lumbar over, how does he do it, man?
He is fighting here. Less than 10,000 points away. Split double helps.
A few more burns.
He's only one more line.
There it is. Scuti will take the 2-0 lead in this one.
And on the top, they're still fighting it on. Alex with a 4 Tetris lead over the Dengler.
We are fast approaching
hanging
39.
Pieces in the middle. And will not go any further. He is done. And Alex will also take a 2-0 lead.
Wow. This is top 16. Just a reminder, right? I have to just emphasize, right? Like these players make this look so friggin' easy, but it's so, as someone who has done it, it is so difficult to be able to consistently get line after line after line at this fast speed.
Folks, let's go. It's game number 3 for players. We start in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. And here we go. We're underway. It's the third game. Alex and Scuti, the advantage for them. Dengler, Fractal, must win to keep the tournament hopes alive.
Yeah, it's crazy, you know. Anything can happen though here. Again, it is top 16. You know, the floor of the competition is just so high nowadays, right? That pretty much all 16 of these players are pretty much right on par with each other. You know, so certainly, you know, Fractal, a former world champ, you know, back in 2023, certainly does have the ability to play super efficiently and be able to, you know, bring this right back.
Indeed. And reminder to folks here in the Pasadena Convention Center in our Tetris area, thank you for joining us for the World Championships. It is Championship Sunday. Again, we have our front desk, our merch table. We got a booth over there for all your needs of classic Tetris. And Hank Rogers is still here doing his book signing, The Perfect Game. You know, I had a question in the chat earlier about, you know, asking the King, what do you think about the book, King? And I said, you know what? It's the perfect book.
Yeah.
So there you go. So pick it up today. It's available at the merch booth. Get it while Hank is still here. He'll sign it for you.
Yeah, he's happy to talk to you. He's a very friendly guy. Don't be shy. Also worth shouting out here, of course, I do want to remind folks, you know, about the prize pool with Matcherino. You can do !Matcherino in the chat on Twitch, YouTube, wherever you are watching from to help contribute to the prize pool. If you like what you're seeing, definitely worth it for our players. And, you know, on that note, want to shout out the TTC for the $10,000 pop bonus like usual. I got to shout them out. Appreciate them contributing to our prize pool year in, year out.
It's early days here, Birb, for our players. 172 for Alex, 131 for the Dengler. Scuti, 189 to Fractal's 190. Obviously, that matchup on the bottom is where everyone's eyes are on. Two good friends duking it out. One a former world champion, one looking to become a champion.
Yeah, one who's very famous in his own right. He has become, as the first player to crash the game, you know, certainly a big achievement, and honestly, it was life-changing, a life-changing event.
Indeed, yeah. And now latest film star. Right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Currently going to be in the documentary Blue Scuti, the Tetris Crasher, which is premiering this week now, Birb. Now it's Sunday, right? Yeah, so it's premiering this week with the Tribeca Film Festival. King will be in attendance. Oh, Dengler.
Oh, Dengler. Oh, we need an L piece. Not going to get it. Have to find another burn here. Gets it over. Nice. Oh, my goodness. This is still, I mean, again, he makes it look so easy, but just having that precision that high up on the board is so difficult.
Oh, my word.
Yeah, of course, our fans love rolling.
Yeah. A champion just said that. Oh, man. That was a bad square for Dengler.
Oh, man. Ooh, that was a really good J placement. I think a lot of people would have been tempted to put it upside down there, but a very, very good discipline there from Dengler to recognize, right, what's coming in the next box and be able to adjust.
And he's enduring a drought like no other.
Bangarang! Tetris!
Tetris, Dengler, and another one. You see on his face, Birb, he's like, man, that was some BS right there.
Yeah.
But you
gotta imagine some relief too, right?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. You know, you don't want to go out that way. If you're going to get beat by the world champion, you don't want to really top out. You want to at least give him a fight.
Yeah.
And Dengler just does one of my favorite moves, that square tuck out to the J. I love that move.
Oh, yeah. Definitely satisfying to look at.
275 now for Dengler, 389 for Alex.
Yeah, definitely a about a 4 touches lead for Alex. He's definitely in control of this right now, but we do have about 30 lines of transition, so still plenty of time for anything to happen. One little slip up here and there, or or a lengthy dig, right, could open the door here for Dengler to catch up. And of course, at the bottom here, Scuti, Fractal, neck and neck, 4,000 points to difference, and are also about 30 lines in the transition here.
The intensity on the faces right now, Birb. They know what's on the line.
We had a bit of indecision there from Scuti. You saw that SP's kind of do a crazy rotation, slide around, and now he's going to have to work around that here.
Yeah, he's got a double tuck Vitz set up, man. That is not an easy move to pull off.
Yeah, no, and so not easy that he's deciding to just not do it. He's deciding on a different solution.
Yeah, and now the board is suffering for it. That T will help.
Yeah, and he's only got 20 lines to go to transition.
He gets the Vitz in the center. The vertical eye tuck setup was finally filled. Tugi will be irate with that.
Yeah, and here we go. Scuti still burning up at the top. And of course, on our top match, we do have a transition from Dengler at 466. Alex about to get there. He's got a few lines left at 533. But of course, all eyes on Scuti at the moment as he watches, he tries to get out of this mess here with 5 lines left.
Yeah, just some tough boards going into transition. Dengler, a lot of digging throughout that one, so he's ahead in the line count. He's 2 levels ahead of Alex at the moment.
Yeah, oh, we've transitioned on Scuti's side. This board is not ideal. But again, I fully believe he'll find his way out of this, but it's going to cost him so much in pace, King.
Fractal had a jittery moment there, wondering what the heck was going on. Square double Tetris there. Scuti, problems.
Okay, needs some good pieces here to try and bring this down. A good S piece there. The long bar filling in that dependency. Again, it's just such a hard move to pull off consistently.
Dengler also on the top did not get a T over, but was able to get the Tetris. Going to sneak another T in. Beautiful. T double. Scuti still digging out. Man, we got crazy stuff going on here, Birb.
Yeah, it's definitely, honestly, kind of a rough one here. But again, it shows our players' endurance, right? The best of the best can get out of anything, and these players are showing it right here.
No, but Noah's going to have to start putting the gas on right now after he's cleaned it up. He is behind by almost 6 Tetris. 560 for him, 743, the world champion on cruise control at the moment. Fans applauding Scuti for getting out of that. He's in another drought again.
Yeah, pretty healthy one too. There's the Tetris though. We'll bring this within 200K. He's got a lot of work to do here. He's got to really, like with Dengler, he's really got to step on the gas here. Yeah,
Fractal's just got to make sure he can continue pouring on points, but not get himself into a situation where it'll stall him. Meanwhile, Dengler again, issues on the board. Not a good time to have that. It's around level 25 for him.
Yeah, we're starting to run out of runway here before the level 29. And again, certainly could just send it on level 29, excuse me, and try and, really rack up the points before 39 and start to maybe put pressure on Alex. But Alex just so good at that speed that I don't know that they would matter.
Dengler looking for that dirty center well, but what a shock. Another drought, Birb.
Yeah, they've been healthy. These droughts have been really healthy, really lengthy in this game, and they've just come at the absolute wrong time.
And you can see on his face, he knows, he's like, oh man, just why? Why did it happen now?
Yeah, of all times, right?
Oh my word.
He's got to just send it, right? Do his thing.
Give him tons of credit, Birb. He's been persevering the whole time. He's not letting this one be easy for Alex. Alex, a 247,000 point lead, and he's only on level 26.
Yeah, he's got the extra lines in hand. Here we go, 29 for Dengler. He is off and running.
Yeah, so he'll get to work. He's going to have to be super aggressive here if he wants a chance to even get close to Alex. Meanwhile, on the bottom, we're getting set for Scuti to go to 29. He's down 135,000 points.
Yeah, again, he's really going to have to send it on 29. Scuti's there with about a 3 Tetris deficit. And there we go. Boom, Tetris, Scuti. Going to drop one down there. But again, Fractal, like with Alex, is behind in the line count and has a lot more time to work with.
Max outs for players. Over 1 million points have been reached. We're underway. Fractal, the only one who's not joined, 29 yet.
Yeah, and of course, worth noting here, I mean, this is Dengler's worst 29 transition of the year at, under 800K. Like, it's definitely unheard of for him.
Yeah, that speaks volumes as to what he had to go through this whole entire game. He's staying focused, he's staying persevered. A heart of a warrior right now for him, Birb. Speed, so fast. Holes abound.
Oh my God, yeah, for both players at the top are just fighting through this dig right now.
And with the bottom, Scuti hits a Tetris. He's starting to close back in. He's 2.5 Tetris behind. Fractal gets one to get it back up there to 3+.
Yeah, and unfortunately there's that hole on the right side for Scuti. Now he's got it reopened. There's the Tetris down column 8. That's going to help him close this gap, King.
Oh, the hangering for Dengler. He's done. Unfortunately, going to fall, not get the 1 million points on this one. But Alex Too Strong, the world champion, stays alive and will continue to defend the title. He'll move on to the top 8.
Wow. He's locked in. He is absolutely locked in. But who else is locked in are our players at the bottom game. We got 29 happening in front of our eyes.
This is do or die for Fractal. His lead has slipped. 1.4 million for Fractal, 1.3 for Scuti, 50,000 point lead. The T kind of hangs in the center. This is trouble for Fractal. He's waiting for a bar.
Where's the bar?
It's not coming. He's done. And Scuti is overtaken.
Wow. Was down like 4 Tetrises most of the round, and he was able to come all the way back with maybe 20 lines left to go. Wow, just what a show of perseverance, King.
Crazy. That was absolutely crazy. What a match. Birb, we see that it's 3-0 on both of these, but at the end of the day, they were not easy sweeps.
No, not one bit. I mean, it was 29 play every friggin' game pretty much, right? And they just really went the distance.
Hello everyone, it's your favorite underwater host Sharky here. I want to say hope you all enjoyed the matches. Now we're going to talk about a little bit about our future matchup that's going to be uploaded next, which is Andy versus SV and Cobra versus DMJ. But then also we're going to talk about kind of the potential outcomes of that featuring Blue Scuti and Alex T, who advanced today. Now, first things first, Andy versus SV is a bit of a unique match because SV in prior CTWCs has always gone out to dog. Generally has been in that top 16 portion, but no matter what, SV has lost to dog. First year was in a decider, and in 2024 it was with a sweep. This year, SV gets to go up against Dog's brother. Dog is on the other side of the bracket, so potentially SV wouldn't have to run into Dog until a potential progression to the finals. So that right there already makes that match a bit unique. And Andy, contrary to last year, where Andy played Sidnev on a hand injury, Andy has been having, a great tournament so far and has been mostly recovered from said hand injury. Next, we're also going to have Cobra versus DMJ. This one's a bit unique as DMJ had a breakout year last year, placed top 8, and Cobra, this is the best year that Cobra has had. And it's not necessarily that this year is super surprising that Cobra has been performing well. If you actually look at a couple of the prior tournaments, more specifically Lone Star back in 2024, Cobra did make it pretty far in the bracket. It's just when you got Scuti in that kind of bracket, it's kind of hard to advance, especially when you consider that Scuti actually ended up winning. So now this is Cobra's breakout year, and before CTWC actually was able to defeat Sidnev, and of course Cobra has won an event of his own. So Cobra versus DMJ is a very interesting matchup because there isn't a terrible amount of history between these two, and at the same time you have DMJ made it to top 8 once, looking to do it again, and you have Cobra right now best performance of CTWC in his entire career. So everything's essentially, honey on top. I don't think that's the right phrase that I'm looking for, but I'm sure you guys get the point. But the thing is, these 2 players, or rather these 4 players, 2 of them will have to advance to face Blue Scuti and Alex T. So then Alex T would either be looking to face Andy or SV, and then Blue Scuti would be looking to face Cobra or DMJ. If Blue Scuti versus Cobra would end up being a rematch from, I believe, Lone Star, and then Blue Scuti versus DMJ would be more of a novel match. Meanwhile, Alex T versus Andy or SV has been a match that has happened plenty of times. But the thing that makes kind of both Blue Scuti and Alex T scary so far this tournament is 1, Alex T is currently undefeated, and 2, Blue Scuti just swept Fractal, the 2023 world champ, And I mean, Fractal once again going out in top 16 because Scuti kind of just played insane. Not only that, Scuti also has currently the top score in the tournament, and Alex T did have one of the top 5 scores in CTWC history in the 39 cap era. So all of that to say is, whoever wins out of these next 2 matches, they're not going to necessarily have an easy path, especially when you considering that Alex T has the momentum of not dropping a single game, and Blue Scuti has the momentum of sweeping Fractal. But that's going to do it for today's video. I want to say thank you all so much, and I know these lore drops haven't been as frequent, but as we're now in top 16, you guys are going to be getting a lot more of them, and hopefully you enjoy them. Anyways, hope you all liked the video. Comment down what was your favorite part of the matches and what you predict will happen next if you haven't already seen it. But of course, you know, in the comments, got to be wary of spoilers if you're watching this for the first time. Anyways, I'm your favorite underwater host, Sharky, and I'll see you in the next match here in CTWC 2025.